Hey Canucks fans, hope you're well. Big news today as Thatcher Demko is not only dressing for the Vancouver Canucks, he's actually starting his first game since last April as the Vancouver Canucks host the St. Louis Blues at Rogers Arena. So let's get into it. Thatcher Demko, we know that he's backed up Kevin Lankinen. He backed up Friday night when the Canucks beat Columbus. He backed up on Sunday afternoon when the Canucks lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning. But finally, after 2 games of being back up, he will be in the starters net. So Thatcher Demko starts tonight as the Vancouver Canucks host the St. Louis Blues, game number 3 of their 6-game homestand. We know Thatcher Demko, the last time he played was game 1 against Nashville in the first round playoff series way back in April. So over 6 months ago. Yes, that's how long it's been since Thatcher Demko has played for the Vancouver Canucks in an actual game. Prior to that, we know that he missed the end of the regular season. They brought him back the last week of the season to ramp him up for the playoffs, and then he obviously hurt his popliteus or popolitis or whatever you want to call it, the back of his knee. Very mysterious injury. He's been learning a lot about it, working hard, trying to get better, and finally he gets to play tonight. So that should, you hope that would be an automatic boost for the Canucks. They didn't necessarily get boosted when Dakota Joshua made his return to the lineup in that actual game that he returned. Same with Brock Besser with his return from his concussion. But this one seems bigger. This one feels bigger because of how long, I'm gonna move over here because that tree's sticking out the back of my head, because of how long that Thatcher Demko has been out. So that is the biggest storyline for the Vancouver Canucks. Also, JT Miller practiced with the Vancouver Canucks. He wasn't skating on the line, but he was skating as an extra forward. Connor Garland said that that JT Miller looked fast out there. Rick Tocchet said that JT Miller will return on his own terms. So JT Miller definitely not playing tonight and is going to be a full participant in practice tomorrow, even skating on a line tomorrow at practice. So my guess is that JT Miller will make his return on Thursday night when the Canucks host the Florida Panthers, but we don't know that for sure. It's going to really depend on how JT Miller feels physically and, more importantly, mentally after 2 days of practicing. But we know he's been skating on his own, so I'm not trying to project anything here. I hope, I shouldn't say I fully expect, I hope that JT Miller will be ready to go on Thursday night when the Canucks host the Panthers. As part of my stream last night, I kind of spitballed who I thought JT Miller would play with. You're not going to put him on a 3rd line or a 4th line. He's your number 1 center technically. So I could see them splitting up Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Besser and giving Besser back to Miller. So I could see them going Miller, Besser, Suter, then maybe Petey, DeBrusk, and Sherwood. And then you can go Bluger between Garland and Joshua, and then a 4th line of Hoglander, Heinen, and one of Ratu or Sasson. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. That's going to be for Thursday night, and that's only if JT Miller does play, but we'll have a better indication after practice tomorrow. As for tonight, I talked about Thatcher Demko in net. It looks like it's going to be the same 6 defensemen, and that's Hughes with Myers, Soucy and Juleson, and then Brandstrom with Desharnais. Now at practice today, the returning Derek Forbort actually took Desharnais' spot and was in a 3rd pairing, was on the 3rd pair of Brandstrom. So that means you put Forbort on the left, you put Brandstrom on the right. I talked about that in my stream last night as well. And that means today Friedman and Desharnais were the extra defensemen's numbers 7 and 8 on a 4th pair, so to speak. But when asked about it during meet availability after practice, Rick Tocchet said it doesn't necessarily mean that Forbort's in for Desharnais tonight, and even hinted that he would like to see Forbort come in on Thursday. So expect Forbort versus Desharnais, that to be a game time decision. If it's Forbort in, I expect Brandstrom to move to the right. And if it's Desharnais staying in, then Brandstrom stays on the left. Finally, up front, you have the same 12. You have Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Besser as your top line. Then you have Pia Suter playing between Connor Garland and Dakota Joshua on your 2nd line. That means Teddy Bluger's on the 3rd line between Hoglander and Sherwood. And your 4th line is Danton Heinen playing on the right wing with Ratu and Sasson. And we know that it's usually Ratu takes the draws, but then Sasson will actually play the rest of the shift at the pivot position in the middle. So basically, the Canucks are likely going to go with the exact same lineup that they played with in Columbus and that they played with against Tampa Bay except for the goaltender. Of course, that's Thatcher Demko in for Kevin Lankinen. Lankinen will back up. Sheelows has been sent down to Abbotsford, and that means, and that's only if Desharnais stays in and Derek Forbert doesn't come in. But it sounds like the way Talk was talking that they're going to save Derek Forbert for Thursday. So we might see 2 Canuck returns on Thursday night, and that would be Derek Forbert on the blue line, and of course JT Miller up front. So Canucks fans, what can you expect tonight? For me, I will not be at the game. It is my last week of bowling for the season. It's playoffs, basically. It's me against 9 other guys. I'll do my best to explain what happens on my stream tonight. I'm streaming at 11 p.m. It'll be a post-game show, Canucks versus Blues. And of course, it will be a bit of a bowling wrap-up as well. And on my stream last night, we had half a dozen people offering to donate $20, depending on whether or not Thatcher Demko starts, depending on whether or not he, I can't say the word because everyone thinks I'm going to jinx it, whether he gets an SO, i.e. doesn't allow any goals in the entire game, and whether or not there's a hat trick. And so I could stand to receive a lot of donations tonight, depending on what happens with the game. But that's not the priority. The priority is that the Canucks win, and the priority is that Demko plays well in his return. He doesn't have to get SHUTOUT necessarily, although it'd be nice for the donations. Rather, I just want him playing well, feeling good, and getting back into the swing of things. So Canucks fans, give me your score prediction. Give me your first Canucks goal scorer. I'm going 5-2 Vancouver over St. Louis. I don't think even Jordan Binnington is even starting, so it's not even about lighting him up, although I want him playing well for Four Nations. I'm going 5-2 Canucks, and I'm going, I'm going Elias Pettersson as the first Canucks goal scorer tonight. So again, 5-2 Vancouver with PD with the first goal for the good guys. Give me your score prediction and your first Canucks goal scorer down below. So how I expect them to go: PD, DeBrusk, and Besser, Suter, Garland, Joshua, Bluger between Sherwood and Hoglander, and then Sasson, Ratu, and Heinen. I expect it to be Hughes, Myers, Susie Juleson, and still Brandstrom with Desharnais. That means your extras tonight will be, I don't even know who the extra forward is right now, because Lekkerimäki was sent back down. They're waiting for JT Miller. So I think there might not be any extra forwards today. And then on D, your extra defenseman will be Forbert technically, and of course, Mark Friedman. Thatcher Demko in net. That is the biggest story of the day. Kevin Lankinen backing up Sheelows down in Abbotsford. So that's what's happening tonight. I sure hope the Canucks win. I'll be watching while I'm bowling, and then we'll recap both the Canucks game and bowling tonight at 11 p.m. on my live stream. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Lou, weight loss coach. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Tristyn Tallio, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thanks for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, subscribing. On your way out, do all those things. Like the video, subscribe, and you can leave a donation, and definitely leave your comment. Score prediction, first Canucks goal scorer. I'll see you tonight at 11 p.m. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And good luck, Thatcher Demko. God bless, and go Canucks go.